in progress.
Yeah, can you see the screen?
Not yet. Yes,
Yes,
it's
we can
visible
see it
now.
now.
Okay. So employee life cycle in any organization. There are different philosophers and different research workers who have defined employee life cycle in their own ways. But I have made this cycle according to my understanding. Okay. There in Google, you'll find different diagrams about employee life cycle. Some have 5 stages, some have 4 stages, some have even 6 stages. But as per my understanding, I feel there are basic 3 stages in an employee's life cycle. Okay, so the first is recruitment and selection. So this is the first stage. Okay, and the second stage is employee retention. Okay, and the third is employee exit. Okay, recruitment and selection, as the term suggests, it is the process in which a new joiner is welcomed in the organization, and then we are involved in the process of selecting the right fit for a particular role, right? We search we search the right candidate through various modes, through job portals, through advertisements for a particular role, and then we recruit them. Okay, that is the first stage. Second stage, employee retention. This involves the major chunk of employee life cycle. So this employee retention is a stage where the employee, after he joins, what are the different stages that he goes through? Okay, when he is in the organization. Okay, first maybe the confirmation appraisal. After he joins, he goes through induction and training. So I'm just telling you so that you have a brief idea. You can just hear me out. Later on, we will just go through each of these stages in detail. Okay, because it is essential. So every stage we will go through it in detail. Okay, right now I'm just going to talk about it so that at least you get familiar to these steps in his employee life cycle. Okay, so after a person is selected and recruited for any particular role, the first step we do is training, induction and training. That is welcoming him to the organization and training him for the role that we have taken him for, him or her. Okay, and then he starts performing. After that, what happens? He will be given a time of 3 to 6 months wherein he needs to show his adaptability to the company and to the role that has been assigned to him. Okay, we will check during this time how adaptable and how well he is getting accustomed to the role that he has been assigned. as well as the employee also checks, he gets a time frame of 3 to 6 months, which is referred to as the probation period, to understand whether he can work with this company or not, whether his value and the company's value match or not, whether he can adjust with the kind of people who are working there, with the company culture, that's called a work culture, with the work environment, with the climate, everything. So from both the ends, okay, we will check whether the employee is comfortable or the company is comfortable with this particular employee. So that is the probation period. And then an evaluation will be done which says, okay, it's perfect to go. We can confirm this employee into a permanent role. Okay. Then after that, what happens? There again training. There may be some other processes. There may be some disciplinary issues that happens, or there may be some employee engagement activities that we want to do. There'll be performance appraisals. Okay, so any other activity that is related to the employee, and performance appraisal is done once a year. Okay, we need to keep checking, right? We need to keep giving feedback to the employee about his performance, right? And then after that, he will stay in the company for a certain period of time, and then he decides to leave. So employee exit, okay, that is the employee exit from the company. So there are different methods again through which employee will decide to exit from the company. It may be either termination, okay, it either may be a resignation, okay, or either it may be the demise or the death of the person. Okay, so there are different ways in which an employee exits from the company. Okay, but the major chunk will lie here, employee retention, wherein the employee is in the company, retaining the employee. What all do we do in order to retain the employee? So we will go through all of these stages in detail a little later. Okay. Okay, so here, see, this is the employee life cycle curve. Okay, now employment. This is the first stage which I spoke about. That is the recruitment and selection stage. Okay, so here we attract the best talent for a particular role. Then we recruit. Okay, and then we onboard. Okay, so these are all these are HR terminologies. So you will have to start getting used to all these terminologies. Attraction of the best talent from the market, recruiting them, that is through interviews, through certain assessment parameters. And once you've decided, okay, this particular talent is going to be good fit for the role in our company, then we onboard. Okay, onboarding is like how we board a bus, board a plane, a train. You're boarding, you're stepping into that particular company. Okay, so that is onboarding. Right? This is the employment stage, or the first stage, that is recruitment and selection. Now the employee retention stage. So this is the employee retention stage. You guys can see the cursor, right? I'm moving the cursor. Can you see that? Okay, so growth and strive for excellence. Okay, this makes the employee retention part, where we are checking the performance of the employee. Okay, then we are also checking how good is he in entrepreneurship and innovation. That means how much initiative he takes, how involved he is in helping the company grow. Okay, and then it is the development phase, okay, wherein we train them. Okay, we see whether they are capable of leading a team, whether they can make a career in the company, okay, and how do they affect the culture of the company. Okay, so these are the things in which, which comprises of the employee retention. So during the phase in which he is working in the company, these are the major things that takes place. Okay, here when we talk about development, leadership and all, there is a certain process which is also called succession planning. okay, wherein the company checks whether this person is capable of leading the team or the department or not. That is succession planning. This also we will do later when we're doing the strategic part of HR. I will discuss about this in detail, so no need to worry. Okay, here performance management. Okay, performance management, as I told you, from the day he starts working, when the role is explained to the employee, okay, within a period of 3 to 6 months, we start assessing him, assessing his performance. Okay, now how do we assess his performance? First of all, we will have to develop a job description when we are hiring a person. Okay, so if you want, you can write it down. Job description is something which describes in detail about the role of that particular employee. Okay, so job description is the detailed description which has all detail, which outlines all details of the role of the employee. Okay, that means what he needs to do every day, like what will his major task be. Okay, like maybe for a human resource management resource, okay, who has joined the company for the recruitment department, will see work on the requirements. Okay, number one, there will be certain requirements, right? Work on the requirements, source profiles, then use various job portals or various job methods to hire the best talent, then prepare offer letters, right? Communicate with the managers. So all these are the job responsibilities of an HR recruiter, right? So in this way, for all the roles, such descriptions will be made. Okay, so there will be certain indicators. This is key performance indicators. KPIs full form is key performance indicators. Okay, so key performance indicators will help you understand whether this person is living up to the expectation of the company or not. So we start rating. Okay, and then in performance management, we also see that, okay, this person is capable of doing much better. Maybe we have lacked in training this person. So we try to train them more, okay, try to provide them more training in order to help them perform better. Okay, and then we check on the compensation and benefits. Okay, if somebody is performing better, then we will try to reward them with a better compensation. What is compensation? Salary. Okay, and help them with more benefits. Okay, maybe we give them an allowance, maybe we help them with the medical insurance. So these are the benefits. Or in case somebody is not performing, then we analyze, okay, why is this person? Because we thought this person is a good resource, but what is stopping him from performing? Maybe low salary. Okay, so in that case, again, we try to work on his compensation and benefits. Okay, so this is performance management. And second, entrepreneurship and innovation, like I told you, it is more to do with the initiatives, how involved the person is in helping the company do better in business. Okay, and development, like I told you, the training and the leadership quality in that person. Okay, and lastly, here they have given attrition. So here the third stage, like I referred to in the earlier cycle, it is the employee exit. Now, one common terminology that is used in HR is attrition. Okay, have you heard of this terminology, attrition, before? No. So I take it as a no, since I am not getting any response. Okay, so attrition is the situation when employees leave the organization. Okay, attrition is generally not used in a positive way. Attrition is used when people are frequently leaving the company. So depends on the profile again. So in BPO companies, in BPO industry, you will see you can hear people talk about, especially the management and the HR people will say the attrition rate is very high. Okay, we say attrition rate is very high. That means average number of people leaving in a month. Okay, so the average number of people leaving in a month will define your attrition rate. So it depends from industry to industry and again profile to profile. Okay, now the youngsters, BPO, in BPO what happens? Mostly the youngsters are working, right? They're not very serious about the job. They are there just to earn a little bit of pocket money, right? They haven't thought about it as a serious career. So what they do, they keep hopping jobs. They get a little more, they'll shift. They feel US shift is not working out for me, I'll go for UK shift, right? So they keep leaving very frequently. So that is why attrition rate in a BPO industry or a call center is very high compared to the IT industry where engineers are working, right? Or any other industry where professionals are working, right? So you might find in a IT industry, the attrition rate is very, very low compared to a BPO industry, right? So your attrition refers to the exit. Okay. So is this cycle clear?
Yes.
I will,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry?
It's clear, ma'am.
It's clear. Okay. So we will discuss more in detail. So attract. Okay. The first stage, that is attraction, I told you, right? So how do we attract people? So first of all, certain roles have to be open to the market, right? Suppose I need an accounts executive for my company. Until and unless I don't have a vacancy, okay, will I get any candidates? Will I get any candidates? No, I will have to release it to the market. I will have to make the market know that I have a vacancy for accounts executive in my company, right? So how do I do that? I will do advertisements, right? Maybe in newspaper, maybe in social media, maybe in the job portals, right? I start talking about it to different people, to my friends and colleagues. I ask for references. So that is how I attract the people. I attract the best talent. Now, why will somebody join my company and not any other company? So I have to have an employer brand, right? Brand in the sense, in the market, my name should be there. Okay, this employer I have to join because maybe it pays well compared to the others. It has a good work culture, right? It has more benefits compared to other companies, right? So I will have to build a employee value proposition. That is employee value proposition, wherein I am making a plan, okay, to attract the best talent in the market compared to my competition. Okay. And then after attracting the best talent, I get to recruit them. How do I recruit them? Through interview process, okay, through screening techniques. Okay, I call them for an interview, or maybe I ask them to give a test, screening test. That is how I recruit. Suppose after the attracting process, I have around 10 applications, 20 applications for one particular role. Then how do I choose the best one? Depending on the selection process. That is recruitment. And then out of the 10, 20 CVs, I just want to select the best one. So then I have selected through the screening process, I have selected one person, and then it is time for me to onboard that person to the company. Okay, time to effectiveness, reach sustainable high performance in the shortest time. That means I have to onboard that person to the company. Okay, so stage one is attraction, recruitment, and onboarding. Got it? Okay. So stage two, growth and strive for excellence. I have explained this in the graph itself, in the cycle itself. I have explained to you what it is. right? So I don't want to go through it again. Okay. So later on, when I send you the slides, if you want, you can read through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, growth and strive for excellence. Again, talent management. This we will be going through again later in detail. Focus on value-based performance and top potential. So talent management is nothing but the company tries to focus on the best talent. Okay, give them the best training. Okay, so that they perform better and they live in the company longer. So the life in the company is longer. When I say live, I don't mean literally living in the company. I mean staying back. Okay, so they are staying in the company for a longer period of time. Okay, we try to manage the best talent that way. We try to keep them. Okay, we will try every mode to motivate them, keep them happy, so that they are with the company for a long term. Okay, so leadership development is leadership beyond management. That means training them. Okay, personal growth and career development. We will have to ensure that people can see a future in the company. Okay, so we will have to promote people. Okay, we'll have to check their abilities and we will have to give them opportunities to grow within the organization. So only if they see a career growth in the organization, it is then they will stay with the company for a longer period of time. Okay, and building a culture. So every company has their own work culture. Okay, like for example, in companies, in retail companies especially, people what they think is if they come, their timing specified as per the appointment letter will be 10 to 6. Okay, but the culture that they build is such that if they stay after 6 o'clock is only when they think that their work is recognized. If somebody leaves dot at 6 o'clock, they say that they are inefficient. Okay, they are not doing their work properly, but it's not so, right? People who are staying beyond 6 o'clock, sometimes they must be just roaming around during the work hours, and after 6 they stay back to complete their work, right? But such people get promotion at the end of the day, and not people who stay between 10 to 6 and work efficiently during this time, right? So that is a company culture that is created. But in certain IT companies, you see, they come sharp at 9, leave at 5, and nobody questions, right? So this is the kind of company culture that we're creating. So if we build a culture in a company which is beneficial to the employees, okay, which suits the employees, then the people stay there for longer period of time. Okay, so building a culture. So this all comes under employee retention stage. Talent management, identifying the leaders, helping them grow in the company, okay, building a good culture for them. So it all comes in a stage where they are working in the company. Okay. Now stage 3, retention, attrition, and engagement. So retention, see, in the earlier stage, I have labeled it as a retention stage. Now in stage 3, where I mentioned as exit, employee exit, why retention is coming is because we need to identify if people are leaving, we need to identify if they are a good resource to the company or not. Okay, and then actually this should have come in the earlier slide only. I don't know why it has jumped in here, maybe because of the formatting. But retention means the same thing, like building leadership and succession pipeline, giving them a chance to grow in the company. Okay, stage 3 is here actually, attrition, the employee exit that we spoke about, no? So respectful and fair departure. So we must ensure that people, when they are leaving or when they are exiting from the company, we give them a respectful and fair departure and maintain good terms with them, maintain alumni, like we maintain good terms with them even after they leave. Okay, so what happens if you're treating people well even when they are leaving? When they go out in the market, they talk about the company, right? So what happens? They should talk good about the company. That is when you become a preferred employer. That is when other people would want to join you. But if you're ill-treating your people when they are leaving just because they decided to leave, okay, then what happens? These are the same people who are going to go out in the market and talk about the company. They will say they did this, they did that. Please don't join this company. It is horrible, right? So it creates a bad word in the market. I don't know. I could frame this sentence. Okay. Anyways, so it creates a very bad impression about the company. That is what I meant. Okay. So even when people are leaving the company, you must ensure that you give a respectful departure. Respectful and fair. Why fair? We should ensure that whatever money is left with us for the employee, okay, the full and final settlement that we talk about. I'm sure you would have heard about this term, right? Full and final settlement. So it is our duty to ensure that we pay their salary, whatever is due with the company, whatever benefits or whatever allowances are stuck with the company, we pay them all on time. Okay, we should not deduct unnecessarily. We should not deduct money unnecessarily. We should not try to find out ways to deduct their salary. Okay, so we have to give them a fair departure. Okay, as an HR, please make sure later on also when you join any company as an HR, we generally are in the fighting position for the employees. Okay, we have to ensure as an HR that they get a very fair departure, all their salaries and whatever they are entitled for, they will get. Certain companies, small companies, they do this. Unnecessarily, they want to deduct the salary just because they are leaving. But as an HR, we have to be a spokesperson for the employee that time and say, no, this is what he's entitled to, and we should give. And we also have to explain to the business, if we don't do this, then what will happen? Only then the business will get convinced. Okay, so we'll have to tell them they're going to spread the wrong, impression about the company in the market, and they're going to come up with this legal issues. So we'll be ending up paying more in fighting the legal, problems. So we'll have to convince them that way. Okay, so as an HR, please ensure this. And engagement is connect and motivate people to higher purpose, reach the state of emotional and intellectual involvement and commitment. So employee engagement, as you all know, it is mainly to engage the people with the company's motives or objectives. Okay, we have to make the people connect. Okay, so they should be involved. Okay, they should be involved emotionally, and also they should be committed to their work. So we as an HR have to ensure that they are totally involved in the company. You would have seen certain people, they just come, do their work and go. They even talking the whole day, they keep talking negative about the company. Why is that? Why is that? Because they are not engaged with the company. Nobody has made an attempt to motivate them to understand why are they talking like that. Okay, what is it that is disturbing them? What is it that they are not satisfied about? If somebody sits down and tries to understand that, then maybe that person can be a big ambassador for the company. Right? So we'll have to ensure that people are engaged. Okay. Okay, then the next page. You're almost done. Fine. So I would just want to tell you one thing. See, it is you would have gone through this saying somewhere, and I really liked it. Okay, so it also relates to our field. Okay, people will forget what we tell them. Okay, so when we talk about fair departures, people, in that, content, I'm saying this, people will forget what we have told them, but they will not forget how we make them feel. Right? So as an HR, it becomes our utmost duty to ensure that they feel good while they are working in the company. Okay, we cannot satisfy 100% of the employees. Believe me, we cannot do it, but at least we can try. Okay, but if there are a lot of people who are dissatisfied and who are not happy at all, then it will create a very big headache to you as an HR. Okay, so we have to make sure that they feel good while they are working. So what we tell them does not matter, but how we make them feel matters. Okay, right? So this is the end of today's session. Okay, I will send you the schedule for tomorrow. That is what we are going to discuss in the class tomorrow. Okay, I will send it to you in your Outlook email IDs, and I will send you the link of the videos also.
Okay. So we'll get the recording.
Yeah, so it'll be in the YouTube channel. Okay, Surge has
Okay.
its YouTube channel. So the whole video, I will not be able to send it in email because it'll be too large a file. Okay, that's why I will upload it in YouTube. You can go through the sessions, and I will share this PPT also with you. In your free time, if you've not understood something, you can go back and refer to it.
Sure.
Okay, so we will connect back again tomorrow exactly at 4 o'clock. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Hope
ma'am.
you all like the first session, today's session. If in case you have any
Yes.
queries, please ask me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay.
fine, guys. Then have a nice evening. I'll see you tomorrow.
You too. Thank
You
you.
too,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. You
Bye-bye.
too, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.